guys, it's Grace. Welcome to my channel. You might know me as Grace Lynn on TikTok. That's also my Twitter and Instagram handles, as well as now YouTube. So, I thought my first YouTube video was going to be a cute little video, get to know me for my TikTok followers. No, it is not. It is going to be on Black Lives Matter and police brutality. There are a lot of things going on in the world. There kind of always are, but particularly this year. And while I know I will get hate on this video, and probably death threats. I get hate and death threats every day because of TikTok, which is the most absurd thing ever, but I do. So I'm used to it and I don't care. I'm not going to shut up because I have things to say and I think people need to hear them. And I think information needs to be spread. I'm going to break this down into 5 subcategories. I'm going to start with police defunding and what that means, statistics on crime. Then we're going to go into George Floyd, and then we're going to go into the riots and what that has done. And we're also going to talk about ACAB Generalization. And then I do want to mention stop trends. So first let's talk about defunding the police and what that means. Now I will have all my links down below. I'm going to put all the subcategories below and all the links that I use to get information for those categories below as well. First of all, police defunding, what that means, it means job loss. So 5% roughly of state funds, allocated state funds, go to the police department. 97% of that 5% goes to daily operations, aka salaries and benefits. So when you look at that, if you're taking away money from the police departments, you're taking away salaries, you're taking away jobs. These police officers still need to provide for their families. They are men and women that put their lives on the line to protect us, and we should not be taking away money from them, especially considering in most states, the police department is allocated less money than road work. Yeah. So, I think that it's a problem. I think that first and foremost, it's a problem because you have an overwhelming issue when middle upper class and upper class gets private security. They live in gated communities, and they are much more protected than those of lower income, because with less police, that means less protection all around. That's my first issue. Then you have the issue of outcry, and you even see people like Bill de Blasio saying that they are going to defund their police departments. Now, Bill, you say you want to defund the police departments to put money into other areas. I ask you and challenge you to take away money from your own salary. Police officers make anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 a year. Bill de Blasio makes $260,000 a year. Senators, representatives, and delegates make $170,000 a year. So if they're calling for police defunding, they should start by checking their own well-lined pockets, and take some money out of those first. Let's get to statistics on crime next. So Black Americans make up 13% of this United States population, while white Americans make up 60% of the population. Yet, according to the FBI, 53% of murder is committed by the Black community and 44% by the white community. Another interesting statistic to note is that in 2019, 1,003 people were killed by police officers. Of those, 405 were white people, 249 were Black people. 13 of those 249 Black people were unarmed, and 4 of those unarmed Black people were not fleeing the scene. So 9 were fleeing the scene. So again, 249 Black people were killed in 2019 by police. 13 were unarmed. Only 13. And of those 13, 9 were fleeing the scene. Let's note that. Next we have George Floyd, so that's what I want to talk about next. There's a bug. First and foremost, George Floyd did not deserve to die in that manner. He should not have been killed by Chauvin. That was an absolute abuse of power, and it shouldn't have happened. However, he's not a saint, nor should he be a martyr for the black community. He should not be a face of Black Lives Matter. When he was arrested, he was high on fentanyl and methamphetamine. Both autopsy reports back that up, the one the family had done and the county. Additionally, he had drugs on him, and he did 6 stints in prison, his first offense being in 1998. So he was a career criminal. In August of 1998, he was arrested and served 10 months for armed robbery. In April of 2002, he was arrested for trespassing and served 30 days. In October of 2002, he was arrested for a cocaine offense and served 8 months. In 2004, he was arrested again for another cocaine offense and served 10 months. And then in 2007, he robbed a pregnant woman. He put a gun to her stomach and robbed her with his criminal buddies. That is a fact. I will put up the court documents, and the links are down below if you want to go look at them. So that's important to know. Now, while he did not deserve to die in this manner, and there's no justification for what Derek Chauvin did, the black community can do better in terms of a face. In 2014, he was released from prison, and according to the media, he has turned his life around. If he had turned his life around so much, why at the time of his arrest was he found in the car with, I think, 3 or 4 other women that were already known to the police? And why was he high on meth and fentanyl? He had not turned his life around as much as everyone would like to say he did. Now, the store owner that called the police did report his odd behavior, and I believe said that it sounded like, or he acted like he was on drugs. So while he did not deserve to die, he is not what the black community should be using as a hero. And if you want to say they're not, and he was a catalyst, you can look at these, because he is. That's what's happening. Next, let's talk about the results of the riots. So reports range from saying 400 to 750 officers have been injured in these riots about George Floyd. And that's just in America. In New York, an officer was hit with a brick, as well as had rocks thrown and injured officers. In Atlanta, an officer was hit by an ATV and had to have surgery. In St. Louis, David Dorn was shot and he died. In Virginia, officers were hit with baseball bats and beer bottles. And the list goes on, and it can go on if you want to read it with the links. It's appalling and disgusting to see what's going on. Let's also not forget about the civilians that have been killed as a result of these riots, and the black civilians that have been killed as a result of these riots. Yeah, Black Lives Matter protesters and rioters have killed other black people in the name of Black Lives Matter. Doesn't make much sense, does it? So, you know, they're constantly trying to justify this in the name of Black Lives Matter. Justifying destroying property, businesses, with black owners, black managers, black workers, and arguing about the morals of it. It's disgusting and appalling. And it shows a clear lack of common sense and morals, in my opinion. ACAB Generalization is one of the final things I want to talk about. Now, this is the all cops are bastards slogan, or 1312, or fuck 12. Now, this does not make sense to me. Because so many people are like, yeah, well, you know, that's not really what it means. That's exactly what it means. It's being spray painted on memorials and on buildings. ACAB, fuck 12. That's what it means. It means all cops are bastards. If you're saying that's not what it means and that you don't think all cops are bastards, stop saying it. Stop generalizing all police officers as bad, because they're not. That's like someone saying all white people are racist, or all black people are criminals. It's unfair. It's an unfair and unjust way to go about things. And it's a fallacy to say ACAB. It really is. It's a fallacy. My last thing that I want to briefly mention is stop trends. Now, stop trends is something that I think should be talked about more, because you're not morally superior for putting a black screen on Instagram. You're not. I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings. If you're sad about that, you're not morally superior for retweeting something saying BLM or putting that as your profile picture. You're not. If you have no good argument, no information, and you saw one news article, saw an Instagram post, so now you've decided to become this, activist. You're not morally superior. You're just stupid. There are injustices in this world. There are injustices that need to be addressed. But there are ways to go about that. And what's going on right now is not the direction that this country should be moving in. So like I said, I will put my sources down below. I'll put my links down below to my other social medias. If you like this video or want to hear more of what I have to say, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for taking some time to listen to what I had to say, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. If you made it this far and you disagree with me, props to you, honestly. If you have anything that you want to say, you can say it in the comments, or you can message me on Snapchat. I'll put my Snapchat below and on the screen. And if you have any other questions, the best way to reach me is through Snapchat. So, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.